Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, the 6th day of February 2023. I hope you're safe and healthy today and that you and your family had a good weekend. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders trying every day to save lives. And those also that pick up guard for us to keep streets and sidewalks parked, clean and disease free. And those also that make deliveries of things like food and water and other things like mail for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here helping deliver, rescue, and recover the teenagers and the children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia, the victims of prostitution and child prostitution, the victims of pornography and child pornography, the victims of human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on the profiteers, and on those perverts that make this industry possible. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and mostly children in the streets of the United States, increasingly elderly, who have no roof over their head, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. The Knicks played a back-to-back over the weekend, two basketball games, Saturday night and Sunday night. They lost in overtime to the Clippers on Saturday night, a game that could have went either way. The Knicks have played at least, by my count, 9. 1, 2, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 overtime games. 9 overtime games this season. I don't know the stat, but I got to say that's one of the leaders in the league, which tells you they're a scrappy team, a battling team, that they're in most of the games that they play, that they're tough to beat and they're tough to play. This is where you want to be in year 3 of the rebuild. Okay, that's where we're at, year 3 of the rebuild. We're not in the championship window yet. We talked over the weekend about how some things could quickly change that, like the acquisition of a Kevin Durant or of a superstar can change that. But for now, we're in year 3 of the rebuild. And so we just keep going. I don't know what's going to happen this trade deadline. There are so many rumors and there's so many possibilities with OG Anunoby being mentioned. Kyrie Irving just got traded, but as far as the Knicks, Beasley, Malik Beasley, Vanderbilt being mentioned, there's a number of options for the Knicks this coming trade deadline. So I don't know what they're going to do or if they're going to do anything at all. Okay, I don't know, but I am confident. Unlike a lot of the Knicks nations, I'm confident that Leon Rose, the Don, knows what he's doing. And so whatever they decide to do is the best for the Knicks. That's the bottom line. What's best for the Knicks. So right now, the Knicks sit 3 games over 500, 29-26, with a game against Orlando, which my friends and I are going to tomorrow night in Orlando at the Amway Center. So a scrappy team, a tough team, year 3 of the rebuild. And the only thing that stops the Knicks now from becoming a championship contender is twofold. Number one, they need a superstar. They need a superstar. Now, the Julius Randle's developing very well, okay? But I think he's reached his peak as far as how good he could be, which is really, really good. But it's not the superstar status, okay? The guy they may need may not be on the team right now. But that's okay. I'm talking about 2 seasons, 2 summers, not this summer, the following summer. Okay, you might be looking at something like that. But for now, we're on a good track. The second thing they would need is development from the team they already have, especially the players they have drafted, which they're getting. And that was on display last night when they played and beat the Philadelphia 76ers. That was on display last night. The Knicks held Philly to under 100 points, and that has been the real problem since Mitchell Robinson's been out. It's been the defense. See, everybody wants to see offense. They want to see more exciting offense. I think that's what it is, because it's not the lack of effectiveness of the Knicks scoring, because they're scoring. It's just I think it's not as pretty as people would like it to be, or whatever. To me, the effect is the effect. They win and they're getting points, but they haven't been able to stop people. That's been the problem. And so especially since Mitchell Robinson has been out. So they have to try to make up for that. And last night, Tom Thibodeau unleashed the Deuce card. And Deuce McBride played 23 minutes last night. Evan Fournier, a consummate professional. Say what you want about Evan Fournier. He's a consummate professional. He keeps himself ready. He's not the greatest defender, although since he's come under Tom Thibodeau, he has become a much better defender. As he played 24 minutes, he hit 5 3-pointers. Hottenstein played 26 minutes, got 14 rebounds. Obi Toppin played 14 minutes, got 4 points, but he was plus 17. And speaking of plus and minus, the 4 bench pieces of the 9-man rotation for yesterday. Obi Toppin, I mentioned, plus 17. Hartenstein, plus 19. McBride, plus 34. And Fournier, plus 28. The Knicks were down 21. These guys came back and took over the game. Okay? They went on a 17-0 run. MobbDeep did, to bring the Knicks back. Just for context, the starting 5. Julius Randle, minus 6. Jericho Sims, minus 8. Jalen Brunson, minus 6. Emmanuel Quickley, minus 19. Quentin Grimes, minus 4. So that tells you we lose this game without MobbDeep. Okay? And the defense turned up several notches when they were in the game. Okay? And then on top of all of that, I've been telling you over the last week or maybe 2 weeks that don't where people say we need we need more scoring, they can't score. It's because some of y'all just short-sighted. But I told you they were coming back. They were just needed to get acclimated. And it's been 22, then 24, then 26 points, and 28 points. Well, last night, MobbDeep scored 37 points off the bench. Okay? That's top-notch bench production. Top-notch bench production. And the key there is Fournier, but really it's Deuce. Deuce has been slowly, if you've been paying attention, he's been getting more confident. It started about 2 weeks ago when Emmanuel Quickley was yelling for the ball and he waved Emmanuel Quickley off and went through a pick and roll with Jericho Sims that ended up in a dunk. Okay? That was what I saw at that point, the beginning of him saying, okay, I could play this game with these guys. And slowly his confidence started building. He always had a shot. I was telling you guys he could shoot. Some of y'all still like, well, he can't shoot. We can't shoot. It's because, again, stop being short-sighted. This kid could shoot. He's got a shot. He's got an offensive game. He just needed to get acclimated to the NBA speed, and he needed consistent minutes, okay, which he still really is not getting. Last night he got the 23 minutes because RJ was out, but he's still getting more confident. That confidence is now showing us the G League version of Deuce that we knew was there. Okay, I seen it at West Virginia, but when he got to the league, he didn't get the minutes, but he was showing out in the G League. Okay, now you're starting to see the beginnings of the G League version of Deuce McBride. Okay, he's got a nice jump shot. He's a 3-level scorer. He can shoot from the 3. He can really shoot in mid-range, and he can really shoot well from the foul line. He just needs consistent minutes and reps, and it's going to be there. So with that, the Knicks really, to me, have found a formula to play tight defense in the absence of Mitchell Robinson. Hartenstein is big in this area. Yesterday, he grabbed several tough rebounds in traffic. This is what you're looking for when you're looking at a college player and you're thinking they could play in the NBA. One of the things you want to see from a 5 is the ability to snatch a rebound with other guys trying to hang on to the ball and come up with the basketball. That's in traffic. A couple things. And then offensively, any player you're looking at that you think could play in the NBA, one of the things the NBA looks for, particularly from a front court player, is you want to be able to finish through contact. Finish through contact, but as a 5, you want to be able to get rebounds in traffic. What I call grown man rebounds, where you're a man, you take over and you say, I'm taking this ball. If you with the ball, you coming with the ball. Julius Randle does that quite a bit, but Hartenstein was doing it a lot now. So that's where you end up either with the rebound or a jump ball, because you're going to get that ball. That's what he was doing. That's what Mitchell Robinson was doing before he got hurt. Hartenstein's doing it now. Sims is learning it. By the way, Sims, when he would attack a double team and get back, He was doing that extremely, extremely well this weekend. It didn't really show up in the stats, and I thought that maybe he was feeling that sickness as it was. RJ was out yesterday because of the same sickness that Brunson had. It might be going through the team because I felt like a couple of games, Sims just didn't seem to have that oomph, that jump, that energy that he normally played with. But yesterday it was back. He had 8 points and 7 boards, and he was really good on the rebound and the defense yesterday. Jalen Brunson played one of his best games, even though he didn't score 41 like he did Saturday night. He scored 21, but he made a concerted, and he's been doing it now for about a week and a half, making a concerted effort to get everybody involved. Now, yesterday, the Knicks only had 21 assists, but they've had 10 assist games, 8 assist games, 12 assist games. But since he has been really trying to do this, the Knicks have been up 25. They had 30 assist game Saturday night against the Clippers. Now, that's it. And I look at it as a team, not just in terms of Brunson getting 12 assists by himself. No, because a lot of times there's hockey assists. That's where you're seeing the ball moving. So Brunson may make a pass, and then somebody's making a third pass, second pass. That's where you're making the defense work, and they did it both games this past weekend. The Clippers defense, they made them work, and they made Philly's defense work. That's how you wear down, one of the ways which you wear down your opposition. They got to run all over the place to keep up with you because the ball's moving. That's what was happening yesterday. That happened again, like I mentioned, Saturday night. Brunson is the key there, and the reason he is because he's got the ball in his hand more than anybody else on the team. He's got the ball in his hand. He's not only bringing it up, he's got more touches and everything. So if he initiates it, it'll be something that spreads throughout the team. That's what's been going on, and that was good, okay? He had 7 assists. He had 5 rebounds. He only had 2 turnovers. By the way, Julius Randle only had 3 turnovers, okay? He made some blunders, but overall, his defense, and especially Saturday night, the run that the Knicks made to take the lead in the fourth quarter, in my view, was led by Julius Randle's defense. When Tom Thibodeau switched out, and what he did was he took RJ off of Kawhi Leonard, and he put Randle on Kawhi Leonard, that changed everything. That changed everything. And so, and then, of course, that allows Quentin Grimes to focus on Paul George. Quentin Grimes is the best defender on the perimeter the Knicks have right now, aside from Deuce McBride. But in terms of starting 5, there's no question. It's Quentin Grimes. So when you can allow Quentin Grimes to focus on a Paul George because you got Kawhi Leonard under control, that's why they made the run to come back. And Julius has been doing that more often this season, more than he did even in the previous All-Star season that he had. He's been much more mature as a basketball player. He still has his moments, but the talent is undeniable. So he had 9 rebounds. He had 7 assists. He had 24 points. They all minus because they got down 21 in like the first half of the game. But like I said, MobbDeep came in on a 17-0 run. I think it ended up being 18-0. Man, that was tremendous. So Quickly wasn't himself yesterday. He just wasn't. I don't know if he's I'm now taking into account this flu virus or whatever it is that's going through the Knicks team. They're always traveling together. They're always together. So when somebody gets sick, it goes through the whole team. Brunson had it, and now RJ has it, and it could be going through the team. And that may not set everybody down, but it's tough enough to weaken them. And I think Quickly did not look himself yesterday. He wasn't as aggressive. He just wasn't as jumpy, as bouncy as he usually is. And he's minus 19. Quickly is always positive. He was minus 19 yesterday. He just wasn't himself. But Grimes was tremendous. He shot 1 of 3 from the three-point line, but 5 of 11 from the field, 2 or 3 from the line, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. The thing is, the ball moves with him. He makes the right basketball play. He reminds me of the Knicks when Clyde Frazier played. He is that type of player. The ball moves. He finds the open man. He gets to the open spots. He knows how to cut. High IQ. And when he's really starting to roll, you're going to see a dead-eye shooter. Because right now he's getting acclimated to guarding the other team's best wing, plus, trying to get open and cut and all that. He's the man. I'm very high on Quentin Grimes. I don't want to trade him. Even, if a superstar becomes available, he's the guy I want to try to keep above all the other guys. Is Grimes. And that's why I understand why last summer they did not deal Grimes for Donovan Mitchell. They kept Grimes. Grimes is a future all-star. Okay, so you want to keep him. He's really going to be good. And he does it all. Scoring on 3 levels, lockdown defender, cutting without the ball, passing, high IQ. You can't ask for nothing more than what this kid's going to give you. And this is only his second year. So, yes, Quentin Grimes is solid, man. So then, of course, there's Obi Toppin. Now, a lot of people like to blame the Knicks because Obi Toppin gets something like this, 14 minutes. Or blame Thibodeau. It's really ridiculous. You can't play everybody. Now, Obi was drafted again to be the starting 4. But nobody knew that summer when they drafted him that Julius Randle would put together an all-NBA season. Nobody knew that. And this is going to be Julius' second All-Star appearance in 3 seasons. Nobody knew that. So now you got this kid that, in my opinion, had All-Star talent. But he's not able to get on the floor. Because you got Julius Randle on one side, and then you got R.J. Barrett, who's like a fixture at the 3 on the other side. Okay? And they tried the 5 spot, 4 spot. It doesn't work well. Really, what does work well, if you want to play Julius and Toppin together, is to play Julius. Now he seems like Julius is able to play more 3. He's crazy, but he's able to play more 3. You put Toppin and Julius out there with a Hardenstein or with a Mitchell Robinson or with a Jericho Sims, I think that'll work better. But, that's something for Tom to figure out. But it seemed to me that works better than having Julius at the 5 and Obi at the 4. So they might trade Obi. And in my view, if they trade Obi Toppin, which I would hate, I only want Obi to be traded if it's good for Obi. This is a situation where I'm looking out for Obi, right? The Knicks, what's good for the Knicks is what I want. But if you're going to trade Obi Toppin, I want what's good for him, which means to me, he becomes a starter. Okay? And if that's the case, okay. Because then he can fulfill his potential. It's not the Knicks' fault that they drafted a really good player that they can't play now. And that's why I keep telling some of y'all that when y'all throw out these names about it, and my question is where they're going to play. Okay? You got to decide where they're going to play. You throw out all these names and you say, well, let's go get this one. Let's go get that. What you want to send a bitch? Let's go have Obi Toppin. Okay? So that's why if they did trade him to a Utah for Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt is more of a natural bench dude. Obi's a natural starter. If you gave Obi 30 minutes a game, he's going to get you 20 and 8. He's going to get you Amari Stoudemire style numbers if he's a starter. Okay? But he's not. So if they were to trade him to a Utah, he starts at the 4 there. Okay? He starts at 4. They start Laurie Marketing at the 3. They would start him at the 4. Because they starting right now Kelly Olynyk, and Obi's already better than Kelly Olynyk as far as talent. So, and then if they were to trade Obi to Toronto, he starts at the 4. Okay? That's the only reasons I would look to trade Obi. Not because, again, some of y'all ain't going to listen to me today, and you're going to trip. I don't want to trade Obi. But if I was going to, I want him to start somewhere. And I want him to get 30 minutes a game somewhere. Because he deserves that. He works really hard. Nice kid. But I'd hate to lose him. Okay? So he played 14 minutes. He's plus 17. He's always a positive influence. He hit a 3. He doesn't force anything. 0 turnovers, which is normal for him. He doesn't force anything. He played good defense, as he always does. He's part of that MobbDeep crew that went on an 18-0 run. So right now, as it stands, the Knicks are 29 and 26. Right now, as it stands, the Knicks are the 7th seed in the East, a half a game behind the Miami Heat. Now, the way this is going now, Miami's going to play at Miami against Indiana on Wednesday. I don't know. I hope Indiana wins, but that's going to be tough. The Knicks play Orlando in Orlando tomorrow. Hopefully they win. If the Knicks could win tomorrow, they'd be 30 and 26, 4 games above 500, which is where they've been kind of flirting the whole season. And that would be a good position. And there's a chance, of course, if Indiana happens to beat Miami, then the Knicks would have a 6th seed. So this is going to be a battle all the way to the end. The Knicks have played 55 games right now. There's 37 games left in the season. And so they're going to go by fast. Before you know it, it'll be March. But I think they're playing their best ball in the next several weeks. And I believe Mitchell Robinson will be back after the All-Star break, and then they'll be playing their best basketball at that time. So I like where we're at. I think we're going to finish in the 6th seed, maybe a little better because I expect some slippage from the Brooklyn Nets, but we'll see. With the loss of Kyrie Irving, I expect some slippage from them, but they could very well bounce back and be strong with KD because they got KD and they got still got a nice squad around him even without Kyrie Irving. So we'll see how this works out. But the Knicks definitely could be in the top 6 in the East. I still think they're going to be, and I think they'll overtake whoever, whether it's Miami or Brooklyn, or whoever. Somebody's going to come out and the Knicks going to be in the 6th seed. But for now, they just continue to slow and steady climb. They can continue to be consistently tough against every team, battling every team to the wire. And so this is what it is. Let's just keep going. So tomorrow against the Magic in Orlando, we'll be there. It's going to be a good game. Orlando's been playing pretty good, actually. Orlando has won 2 straight. They're 6-4 in their last 10 games. They got back Jonathan Isaac. Bol is really finding himself there. And they got back Markelle Fultz, and he's playing his tail off. So can't sleep on them. It's not going to be an easy game. But the Knicks can win the game. They got a lot of fans down here, including yours truly. So let's see what happens. They play good on the road, the New York Knicks. And so let's see what happens. But anyway, enjoy your Monday. Be safe out there. Shalom.